Volume up. Let's just check and see if the volume's working. Let's check. I think it is. We're back. It's Wednesday, and we're rolling the virtual happy hour time. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Promise. Press play. There we go. Yes. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a Wednesday edition of Virtual Happy Hour, the show that absolutely means absolutely zero. There's nothing we're talking about absolutely zero today. We've been kind of been a crazy couple of weeks with travel and things like that. So we're kind of getting into our summer schedule here. But anyway, glad you're along. This show was created just over a year ago. We went into lockdown with the whole pandemic deal, and thus kind of used it as a chance to kind of not so much, well, maybe not work on my craft, but to kind of keep me on the ball a little bit, kind of because there was no play-by-play to do. Also, just to kind of keep up with y'all when we were kind of all locked down and all that, and just kind of keep us all chatting and loving and keeping each other company as we are going through all that crazy stuff last year. But glad you're along. Wednesday, it's been a busy week since I last talked to you. I thought we'd come your way on Friday. We didn't. Which I mentioned on Wednesday, we might come your way on Friday, and we didn't. So all good. I get to see Ellen out there. So yeah, we did not make an appearance on Friday, but okay, all good. I had a good time. A lot of reasons why. We'll get to all that. Hopefully, you guys are having a very good Wednesday and a good week so far. Let me do a couple things real quickly here, real fast. There we go. That's what I'm looking for right there. But anyway, glad you're along. It's been a busy week at opening day. Good to see David out there. We've had our Easter trip down to South Padre Island. It's been busy, and we've been. Let me turn this just. You know what? Let's do this. I'm going to kind of move this just a tad over there. Kind of center myself in the screen. I'm going to do a little adjusting on the fly. There we go. I don't like it shooting up at me though, because it gives me fat face. So anyway, let's go to the guest line and do that right now. Let's bring Mom in, who I believe is out partying. Yes, I can hear you, Mom. How are you doing? What's going on today?
Well, as you read in the posting I just made, I'm having a 7-course meal.
7?
I'm on 4. And I just said, you would love this.
Why would I love it?
Because there's so many various things to offer. Here's one of my buddies. Say hi to Joe.
Hi, Joe. What's up, mate? Good to see you, bud. Good to see you, buddy. How you doing?
Good to see you, too. When are you coming back over here?
Oh, whenever they let me out. I don't know when that's going to happen, but yeah. I need to come up there and see you soon, though, bud. Good to see you. Everybody's out there today.
Guess else is here?
I'm supposed to go.
Yeah, well, I don't know, but...
Yep. Hey, good to see you. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, you too, bud. Good to see you, mate.
Later.
Cheers. Yeah,
and
everybody's
Brad,
working.
Brad just popped his head in.
I thought I saw Brad's face. There. That's cool.
Yeah.
So you got seven courses. So what was the first course, Mom? For the artisan there in Elkhart, Indiana.
It was quinoa with...
It was the beets with the...
No, the first course was a little spoonful of something.
Oh, yeah, the amuse.
So, wait, hang on. I'm going to face you to the...
just tell me. Hello, everybody. Good to see y'all.
That's
the artisan. We're live from the artisan there in Elkhart, Indiana. So they had some kind of... Well, 7 courses means you got to probably have a soup, a starter, a salad, an entree.
No.
I'm not sure how you get 7 courses. That's a lot of courses.
The first course, he told me what it was, but I've already forgotten just now. The second was a beet salad.
Ooh, yum. Oops, lost you there. Hold on. I don't know. I lost you there. Hold on. I'm not sure where you went. Where'd you go, Mom? Hold on. I hear you, but I don't know where you went. Hold on just a second here. I don't know where you went, Mom. You have to fire back up again. I lost you there for a second. I don't know where you went, but log back on, Mom, real quick, because I don't know where you went. So I can't. Well, I can hear you. I don't know if the folks can hear you, but I can hear you. Let me see if we can hear you. Let's see here. Log back on, Mom, real quick. No, we can't. We can't hear you, Mom. So I don't know. Here we go. Here we go. She's back now. Let's see what's going on. There we go. She's back now. She's back. You're back, Mom. I lost you for a second there. Sorry about that.
Really cool, and that was Josh the chef. There's something new they're doing here, and you can do it anytime. It's 7 courses, and but I asked them to cut mine really low, so and because I'm on my 4th, and I've got 3 more to go after this one, and the 3rd one was salmon, a small thing of salmon, about like that, with pea something or other, and then the next one I'm having halibut with roe and fingerling potatoes. That's what I'm having now. Maybe can you see it?
Yes, I can. I'm actually trying to make sure I spelled artisan correctly.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah. So anyway, so I'm on step 4, and Josh, the chef here, is incredible, and that this is a real clever thing to do, because the servings are small. I thought I'd really be overpowered and full by now, but I'm not. So, this is halibut with roe and fingerling potatoes, and it's very tasty. Yeah, very tasty.
You're rocking it. You're like having. I love the roof there. The ceiling? I know it sounds like a dumb thing to say, but they have the old school, Main Street of all the towns in the country had that old school ceiling. That old school. I don't know what you call that.
The tin ceiling. Yes, the tin. You can see it. The tin ceiling.
Yeah, that's it's a vintage building when you see that. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah. And so they are really our restaurants in Elkhart are really burgeoning with business now. They're all trying to hire, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So anyway, next time you come into town, we'll do the 7-course meal, and you'll love every minute of it. So far, I'm loving it too. And even though I told them to cut down the sizes because I didn't want to waste the food.
Right. I got you.
So I'll get on the other side so you can talk to your other people. But
all right. Well, I'm glad you're having a 7-course meal, Mom. That's kind of cool.
I'm about on the hump. I'm on the hump now with the 4th, so I'm getting there.
Well, so I'm curious what dessert might be like.
Well, now, me too. Me too. I don't often get dessert, so we'll see. And here's the cool thing about the whole scenario. It's not the same thing from night to night. I mean, it's whatever suits his fancy, and it's a surprise. You don't get a choice, which I think is wonderful, because I'm probably trying things I ordinarily wouldn't. You would have loved the salmon. It wasn't raw, but but it was very, very tasty. I ate it all, so there you go.
Gotcha. Well, awesome. I'm glad you're having fun, Mom, and enjoy your 7 courses there. Did you survive? Did you survive Padre Island?
Yeah. So
did you survive Padre Island?
Yes, I'm still kind of tired, but I'm surviving.
Gotcha.
And it was a long day Monday, flying from. It was way too long in the Dallas airport. I mean, I ran. When you're tired, and I don't know why I didn't choose a different flight, but a little later flight from Brownsville. But I thought Chris and Annie were driving into the South Bend. I mean, to the Big Bend territory, and so I left early to get out of their hair.
Gotcha.
So anyway, it was crazy busy. So anyway.
All right. Well, I'm glad you're having fun.
I'm a real boy.
Enjoy, Mom. We'll have fun. Love you. There we go. There's my mom right there in Elkhart, Indiana, at the Artisan. She has her own theme song, by the way. She's got her own theme song right there. So Mom, the artist, that's her favorite restaurant there in Elkhart. It's really an awesome place. I don't know if you remember. I don't think I did it. No, I didn't do a show from there. I did a show for Talking Baseball Australia from there. Oh, it would have been back in October. It was a Thursday. I didn't do a live from there, but I did a show from there for Australia. I got to see Steve out there, Tyler, Tracy. Steve, you're out the New Temple. Was out there Monday. Loved it. We actually were out there back in the playoffs and loved it. Had a good time. And I guess I'll just say this about the whole. Yeah, there you go, Mark Holtz, the legendary Mark Holtz, who was taken from us way too early, but was the play-by-play voice. Who I think he rubbed off on me in a big way. I listened to him in college. Used to be some very bad Rangers teams in the late '80s, and I remember listening to Ranger baseball on KFYO out in Lubbock. It was the affiliate at the time for the Texas Rangers, and he was he would make a really bad ball game that much more enjoyable because they were really bad back in those days. But you'll see Nick out there up KC. But yeah, Hello Win column was his thing, and people asked me over the years who I thought I sounded like, and people always they made some comparisons to people who I didn't grow up listening to. I guess I sort of grew up listening to certain celebrity broadcasters. Obviously, if you grew up in the '80s, you watched WGN, so you watched a lot of Cubs games. So Harry Carey. I watched a lot of Braves games, so the Braves crew. But growing up in Dallas-Fort Worth and listening to Ranger baseball, even out in Lubbock, Mark Holtz was my guy. I mean, I believe baseball is a radio game anyway, despite having done both TV and radio. But I really love the radio side of it. And Mark Holtz, Hello Win column, legendary call, and they put that up on the screen out there. But anyway, yeah, great name there. Hope you're doing good, Stu. And really, I should have probably tried to track you down on Monday, but you and about 1,000 other people that I knew were out there, and I didn't. I just did my own solo thing, and I figured, well, the main reason I didn't track anybody down on Monday, I know Steve would have been out there. My friend Brett Allred, who is a voice of the Cleveland Railroaders, one of two there. First off, it was my first time to a big crowd, because the times we were there before, we were able to park right in front of the ballpark because of limited seating and all that for the playoffs and the World Series. So I was, I left early, and I wasn't sure I was going to park, and I was going to park at my old place. The lay of the land, I wasn't sure what interest to go in for where I was sitting. Down in section 5, I believe it was, row 2, seat 6. Great seat, by the way, as the dog agrees with me right there. But I think next year's opening day I'll be able to catch up, because it was I say 100, but 6 or 7 folks I knew that I probably should have caught up with. And I actually walked by, apparently saw this today on Instagram, that I walked by a good friend of mine's truck. He and his family were tailgating, but I didn't see them. But apparently the picture I took of the stadium from a distance had them in the background tailgating, which I didn't even know that. I mean, I wouldn't have seen them. They were like 20 yards away, and I was looking at the ballpark. So anyway, Rangers took 2 of 3 from those Toronto Blue Jays today. How about that? Break them up, folks. Hey, you win 2 of 3 at home, you play above 500 at home, and you somehow try to fight toward 500. I mean, you're 2 below on the road and 1 above at home. So, I mean, it's best case scenario through week 1, which was ends today. I have no problem with that. I mean, 500, I can live with that. What you guys got going on? I might pull some pictures up in a bit. I may wait till Friday on those. I may have those handy. Let me see. But a lot of stuff's going on. Since last Wednesday, again, we were going to try to do something on Friday. Thursday was one hell of a day for me, okay? So I subbed at a Prince of Peace. So I was up 5:45 to my workout. And, and that was the thing today. The early indications, at least early, and that's the thing with the Rangers, is that there's been some revamping. The first thing Chris Young did when he took over. Of course, John Daniels is still the executive VP, and then Chris Young is former major leaguer, works at the major league office, former Royal, as a matter of fact, Ranger, has now been put in charge of player development, basically the GM of the club, and working along with John Daniels. And the first thing they did, I'm looking at my notes here because I had pulled this article up for something else for Australia, but the two key pieces of the rebuild initially, the first two they got when Chris Young took over, the Dunning and Lowe deal. Both those guys so far through week one have been pretty good. I mean, one's league leader in RBI, the other one's pitched pretty good today. Keep the ball low. That's key. And really in any ballpark, you never know. By the way, Steve, I think I told you this when we chatted a little bit back a few months ago, but I think I remember Mark Hamburger, and I got to meet up with his dad up in the Twin Cities 2 summers ago and chatted about. Do you remember the time we were out there? It was a day game, 2011, August-ish. Might have even been September. I think it was early September, late August. It was like a Wednesday day game, hotter than blue blazes. It was a dollar dog day. Unfortunately, it wasn't dollar beer day. But we were out there, and Mark Hamburger was in the bullpen warming up, and we were like big fans of his. They went to the playoffs that year. Yeah. You never know what you're going to get. Yeah, it was rolling tape. You remember that? Yeah, you remember that. Exactly. But anyway, yeah, it was. Steve, what do you like about the ballpark, and what do you don't like about it? Is there anything you don't like about it? I think the outside gets a lot of negative press because I think it looks a bit like, from the certain angle, the new ballpark looks a little bit like a grill or maybe a big barn. But when you get inside the place, totally different animal. I mean, inside of it, it's really, really good. I mean, and I love the old ballpark. I was sitting next to a young man who was like 6, or I think he was 7. He and his dad were at the game together. Kid went to a country day over in Fort Worth. We were chatting a bit. And I said, I was about your age when I went to my first game I remember with my dad at the old ballpark. And that place was terrible, just a total train wreck. And they built this place in 94, the one across the street. I loved it. And it was it was the first of its, not the first, because obviously Camden Yards, stretch of ballparks, all built back to back. They're all, except for Chicago, the White Sox Park, were all built in that retro style. And then right after that, I believe Seattle, what was it, Seattle? Well, Toronto had at the time Skydome, now Rogers Center. That was the retractable roof, but it went another, 94, so probably 90. When was Safeco opened up there in Seattle? Maybe 99-ish, 2000. And they started putting retractable roofs. I guess at the same time they did in Houston as well, Minute Maid and all that. So the Rangers ballpark missed that whole retractable roof thing. So basically this ballpark was built for one reason only, for a retractable roof, because the old ballpark was phenomenal. I loved it. I mean, there was nothing wrong with that place at all. It was great, a great ballpark, I mean, except for pitchers didn't like pitching there, but the wind would swirl through there. But the ball yard was awesome. I had a memorable day there. And the new one, the best thing about it is you look up, see that beautiful sky above, which I did on Monday, and know that in case it did get a storm or bad weather, you just close that roof and we keep playing on. So, Tipple just thought, I love the old look of the old ballpark. And this one doesn't have the same look of the retro style. 60s, 70s, the ballparks went through that whole metamorphosis of dual purpose. Atlanta, St. Louis, the original Big A in Anaheim, Shea Stadium. The Astrodome was a dual purpose, despite it being a dome for baseball, built mostly for baseball. It was dual purpose. They all were very similar in design. Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, they're all San Francisco, all very similar ballparks, all just the same. And it's the outside doesn't look as cool, but I'm with you. The new one is just as sweet inside. It's phenomenal. And it's a little bit, it reminded me a little bit where I went to sit of getting down to the lower level seats at Jerry World. Same kind of way. You had to go down because it's dug into the ground. So you walk in, you're actually the mid-level of the stadium, which is like Jerry World's the same way. To get down like to the end zone seats or lower club, you've got to go down or into the club level, and then down, but whatever. But it's like the end zone seats there. And I was in section 5, right above the third base dugout, the dugout lounge. And yeah, it was cool. Very sweet inside. And I'm with you, Steve. The inside in the summer. Now, granted, I'll be in Kansas City during that time, but I'm looking forward to coming back on the off days and when we're home here playing Cleveland. And I got plenty of airfare reserved already to go come back here. And then, of course, when the season's over, even if they're garbage, I'm still going to go out there and catch a game with the roof closed because that's why it's there for. So really cool stuff. But yeah, I loved it. Well, you were there opening day. I assume you were. I meant to text you. As a matter of fact, I got sunflower seeds of that the Quick Trip right there around the corner from where we used to have those post game tailgate